Hey Malakas, it's Stav.
Pavlos.
We're going to do the first drive in the VR6T on base tuning. We're going to do a small little drive, do some logging so that we can improve the tune. This is like the first revision that we've done on the tune, so please be nice and careful. You know, we're not trying to make any power. We're not trying to show how fast the car is. We're just trying to do some logging. Let's get started. Pavlos, do we have everything?
Yeah, we got laptop, we got fuel.
What about Audi Jesus?
Who's Audi Jesus?
Come on, man. Everybody knows Audi Jesus is Javad at 034 Motorsports.
Did you pay to say that?
Absolutely not. But one day, this picture will be worth the price of the frame. Hey guys, let's get started. Fuel pump's primed. Let's go. Let it warm up about 30 seconds. It's gonna warm up. We had the car running about 2 hours ago when we pulled it out of the driveway, but let's see how it does right now. Idling pretty good. Has it connected?
No.
Yeah, so we just finally got the car back up and running. I don't know if you guys have been following the videos. We did the first drive around the block, just a small little drive. Didn't go very far, but this is the first time we're going to attempt to go a couple blocks and see how it goes. So go to log. What's cool? Okay, we're good. Let's see how it. Let's go for the first drive.
Yeah.
Gotta learn how to drive stick again. So, I mean, it sounds really healthy. It sounds like it's running pretty good through the RPM range. Sounds really strong, but of course, all 12 valves are strong. We don't like 24 valves in this car. Good thing he didn't say anything. He's been learning. But yeah, well, this is gonna be the first drive. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully I don't need AAA, you know. That's what George keeps making the joke about. But hey, he parted his car, so where's the real joke, you know?
Yeah. You know, you got the last laugh, you know.
Sound clip right there is the whole reason why you go VR swap.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. We're still on the single disc spec stage 5 with the 034 Motorsports, the lightweight single disc flywheel. We do have the tilt-in. We have not thrown the tilt-in in, mainly because this is still the stock block motor. We don't want to put any wear on the motor. I mean, on the flywheel and clutch setup, might as well just put it in when we do the build motor. Yeah, we're in Mexico today. We're driving around with no hood and no front bumper, so everybody's looking like everyone we keep passing keeps looking at the tubular, like, oh, that car probably makes like 2,000 horsepower. We promise we're at base settings. But if it looks fast, it might as well be fast, right? Looking fast is half the problem anyway. But yeah, we just haven't put the hood back on the front bumper because we've been working on it. We had a little oil leak that we tried to resolve yesterday with the upper cover. So actually, yesterday I went to the store and got a new sealant, and Pavlos took it off and resealed it. Not only is he a great tuner, and he makes a great sandwich, he can also reseal motors pretty darn well too. He taught me a thing or two. Looking, everything looking good?
Yeah, looking pretty not fluctuating. It's looking pretty on point right now.
Okay. Cool. So my car's been down for about 2 years from like officially driving and stuff. you know, it's pretty cool. Just got the thumbs up from another an import owner. He's like waving, like, what's up? Basically, my car's been down for about 2 years, and now we just got it back up and running. So it's nice to get it driving again, man. This car always brings a smile to my face. It's been a long road, a lot of mishaps and bad parts that I received, but it's back up and running, and seems like it's running pretty strong. I mean, we're only at like 15 pounds of boost right now, so it's not like this car is gonna set any records, but I mean, it don't need to. It's making all the VR sounds. Yeah, I'll be quiet for a few minutes so you can hear what I hear. So the motor that's currently in here is literally a bone stock 12 valve out of an LKQ pick apart. The only thing that we added to the motor is a Mark IV style head gasket, a head gasket spacer, and some ARP bolts. Basically just so to keep the motor together with because we're not trying to make a lot of power on this setup. You know, we're not trying to go for 9-second passes with this setup exactly, but we're just trying to get it to feel out the whole new setup, make sure the standalone is working well, because I had a lot of wiring issues that need to be assorted. But I mean, literally, this is basically what the setup in the car was before, with just a Precision 67, 66. Nick is working his magic. Like I said, it's only been one revision, so I mean, we have a bunch more to go, and Nick's been really patient with me, explaining to me the whole process. I'm really lucky for him to be on the West Coast. He's remote tuning my car at the moment, but after we get it like driving, make sure there's no leaks, we put the front end back on, I plan on taking it to Vegas so he can tune it in person and work his magic, because if what he's doing remotely is working, I bet in person it's going to be even better. Driving this car, man. It brings a smile to my face, Thanks to Pavlos and my brother George. I mean, I let this car sit for a little bit because, after you start to run into a little bit of problems, you get turned off by a project. Some people part them out, sell them, scrap the whole idea. But for me, I don't give up. I just got a little bit, discouraged. Yeah, discouraged would be the best word. Thank you. Not only is he my tuner, he's also he's a college student. That's what happens when I have a New York education. I apologize, but yeah. So George kept pushing me, put it back together. So George and I put this motor together. We put it in the car. We started it up. And it's running great now. I mean, we still got some fine tuning to go have some fun and shoot some flames, but man, it's great driving this car again. It means a lot to me. I know it's a 20-year-old platform, but for me, this platform will never get old. George also wanted to put the 12 valve together because he knows that only 12 valves can be fast.
It sounds a lot better because you put the thing back. We took it out and now it's not oil seeping.
Yeah. So now we're driving it. We put in like a few miles in the motor, because before it would start to leak off the side of the timing chain cover right on the side of the tensioner. So we warmed it up earlier today for like an hour, seeing if it would spill oil. It didn't. So we're gonna do like a maiden voyage and see if it leaks. Hopefully that fixed the issue. If not, we'll fix whatever issue comes up. It's kind of part of building 20-year-old platforms. Sometimes you get a leak, but luckily it's not that hard to change when it's sitting in the car. The lower one, we'd have to pull the motor, but the upper is pretty easy. You guys are probably wondering why we don't have George in the video. We actually kicked him out of Malaka MotorSports.
Yeah, so just me and Stav running it right now.
Yeah, it's Stav and Pico Tuning, what do you call, running Malaka MotorSports. We kicked George out. He talks too much. He can't drive stick shift. He can't drive in general, but he does order a mean cheese pizza. We may hire George back on as a helper.
Scuba boy.
Yeah, scuba boy, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, he's been sending applications in. We'll see how it goes. Last year we went VEM standalone. It's basically a stock block motor at the moment. We have a fully forged block to go back in here. You know, new tubular 67, 66. Precision, yeah, precision 67, 66, ball bearing. We originally went with another company's brushless fuel pump setup, but we had a lot of issues. It just wasn't delivering the fuel system setup that we wanted. So I designed a new lid that actually clears with the cover. The other one did not. And Hank at iRoz Motorsports built us a fueling system for the B5. It should be capable of over 1,000. So, you know, we're gonna test that, maybe more. But that's all I'm really looking for, to be honest with you. So, you know, so we're gonna be testing that fuel system out. Hank puts them in some, you know, the same setup in some of his older Quattros. Hopefully, you know, everything works out. But, you know, we're just trying to get everything to work together. Nick's doing a great job. VR sounds. Yeah, so everything looks good, Paulie? So Pablo's is a professional tuner in Tampa.
Yeah.
He has the fastest stock GLI. His only performance mods are 034 Motorsports engine mounts, and he has thoroughly tested them by racing Mustangs and doing burnouts. He has lost to a Mustang. I just want to throw that out, full disclosure. But we told him if he loses again, he has to change his last name. Yeah, man, it's awesome driving this car again. It brings me back smiles and a great feeling, you know. I mean, this car brought good memories. You know, I wanted this car since 2011. I ended up having the opportunity to buy this car in 2015. Would it be 16? I think it was 15 actually. And I mean, when I saw this car in person and got to drive it, I drove it back from Houston, Texas. Probably the best day of my life, because it was, you know, it just, everything felt great about it. A V5 with a strong motor, not a 2.7 or a 1.8, but you know, no twin turbos here. But it just drives great. I mean, everything about it. It was a pretty cool build, and you know, we changed a lot of things up, but you know, we kept a lot of things the same because a lot of things were done great the first time. Oh, 55. Speed limit 55. That's what we're doing. But since we're in Mexico, it doesn't really matter now, does it?
Not really.
No. What's the speed limit in Mexico?
250 kilometers.
250 kilometers. Well, I'm European, but I don't know what that is. But
I think it's like 160.
Nice. But logging everything. let you guys hear the VR sounds for now. And everyone asks why to do a VR swap. Other than power and reliability, the sound is amazing. And, I mean, people do 24 valves. I don't know why double the power, not double the power. So 12 valve for the win. Crazy the kind of power you can make on a stock VR. I mean, we made over 600 wheel on the last setup for a good period of time. It's crazy how strong these motors are, and you know how they came in 5 or 6 different Volkswagen chassis for many years. So it's easy to come by, and they're fairly really cheap. I mean, so we threw one in the car just to make sure everything's running correctly. As we go, I mean, it looks like everything's running fine by looking at the numbers right now. I mean, the AFRs look good. You're right. He's also my GPS, along with my tuner and my college level student English teacher. Looking good. Go right again?
No, keep on straight, then we go right there.
One of the things we wanted to show you on this video is just how well the car drives. Everyone thinks that you do a VR swap to a car, it automatically becomes a race car just because the motor is capable of making a lot of power. But I mean, I've driven this car 1,800 miles before straight, and it drives beautifully. I mean, there's no need to have a full race car. You put full street miles on this motor. We wanted to show you guys daily driving this thing. This thing does have an aggressive clutch. It's a spec stage 5 4-puck unsprung, so it's a little bit more, it's way more aggressive than, let's say, the Tilton is with a twin disc, where it drives so much smoother. But we wanted to show you how still, I mean, I'm daily driving it, I mean. Guys, a couple little bumps there that scared me. Scared. Huh?
slow down.
Oh. See?
A couple times the RS3 tried to go slow here.
Excuse me, guys, while I learn how to drive stick. I need to learn how to drive stick. It does a weird. That's the one thing that has to get adjusted in the tune. Right off the low end, it stumbles a little bit if you just give it like immediate gas. Like I said, we're just on the first revision. This is literally like Nick's bass tune basically, because we tried to do it off the original tune and we realized all the settings are wrong. So it's basically, this is the first test pilot for the VR6 car. So you know, we're gonna send them the log, and I bet you in the next revision I'll get fixed, because man, it's just by idling of itself, just off one revision, it just runs 10 times better. Yeah. Yeah, we tend to get a lot of attention driving without the hood on. Apparently everyone's like, what? Is that Audi being parted out? Like, why is the hood on? Not anytime soon, hopefully. I mean, this is what the car sounds like idling, driving around town. That's what we wanted to briefly show you guys. We're doing a base log. We'll do some more driving in the future when and some like real runs when the car starts to get a little bit more serious into the tuning. But right now we're just making sure that everything reads correctly. Everything looks, all the vital signs look good before we start throwing some boost at it. I mean, nothing like jumping the gun and and then having the motor blow up on you because you thought that it was reading this, but it's really reading something else. So but we all know that it always sounds good because it's a 12 valve.
I know, but it just sounds like it, just when you get on the gears a little bit differently. I don't know, maybe just because I think you resealed. We did yesterday. It sounds just made the car just
what you did yesterday, man.
I know. So
Paulie is not only the best tuner, the best engine mechanic, the best English major, he also works for really cheap price, Chipotle. I swear it's stock. Smog? revisions, and maybe we'll record the second drive for you guys, because man, I mean, just on base tuning it's driving pretty darn well. So thank you, Nick, and Pico Tuning.
Instagram will be below.
Yeah, we'll put his Instagram below. Man, I miss driving this car.
Same.
Too bad George doesn't have the wide body anymore, because I would love to put the cab train on him. I guess I'm just gonna have to stick to doing that to the RS3 then, huh?
Yeah.
Poor 5-cylinder, didn't know what was coming. The garage. All right, guys. Later, Malakas.
Later, guys.